Hi, my name is Elizabeth Blandon from Blandon Law. Today's video is about one of the most commonly asked questions we get here at our firm, and that is, how can I become a resident? People will sometimes think that that's a simple question, but this video explains why it's not. There are three basic ways to become a resident. The first is based through employment. There are 5 different categories that a person can get a green card. They're known as EB1, EB2, EB3, EB4, and EB5. The exact definitions are available on the internet, Department of State, through the Visa Bulletin. It lets you know how long it'll take to become a resident through each of these categories, and it even gives a definition as to what each one of these categories means. In general terms, the United States makes it faster and easier for a person with higher skills, such as a manager and executive of a multinational company, to become a resident than someone who is, for example, a low-skilled employee. In addition, people from different countries may take longer to become a resident, even based on the same category. China, Mexico, Philippines, and India are the 4 that takes the longest. Okay? So you might find it interesting to note that getting a green card as an investor is also considered employment-based. The second general way of getting a green card, becoming a legal permanent resident, is through family. Now, there's something called preference categories and something called immediate relatives. The Visa Bulletin that I spoke about earlier also explains how long it'll take to process a case, roughly, if a person falls into preference categories. And the Visa Bulletin explains who's eligible and who's not, based on what relationship. For example, the last category for family relatives that can get a green card is a brother or sister of a U.S. citizen. Apart from the categories you'll see on the Visa Bulletin, however, it's important to know that there's some types of people who do not, some types of family relationships that do not need to wait. They can obtain a residency card almost immediately, or at least by government standards. Those are people who are either the spouse, the parent, or a child under the age of 21 for a U.S. citizen. Those are known as immediate relatives. Finally, there are also protection laws that allow someone to become a resident and get a green card. The major protection laws are known as cancellation of removal, VAWA, and asylum. Cancellation of removal is when a person is in the process that the government is trying to deport them, and they file an application where they say, if you deport me, you're going to cause extreme hardship to certain specific family members, okay? You definitely need an attorney for that kind of case. Secondly, Violence Against Women Act, VAWA, has an interesting name because you can get a green card even if you're not a woman and even if the abuse is not violent physical abuse. At the firm, we specialize in getting green cards for both men and women who have suffered extreme harm that is not including any kind of touching or battery. Okay, so it's just extreme cruelty. And finally, asylum is very important because that's for people who can't return to their home country, because if they do, they'll suffer significant harm or even death. Now, why is it important to have a consultation? Because in this video, you see that there's many different ways to get a green card, but the question is which one applies to you. So if you need to make a consultation, reach out to us either through email or through the phone number that's here on, listed on this slide, and we'll be more than happy to help you, guide you through the process. As always, we're here to protect and inform, and for those who are our clients, we look forward to open the door to your success.